Greetings, Skyfarers, and welcome to another episode of Sunless Skies. I'm Cobalt Thorium. In this episode, what were we gonna do? I think we're gonna go to lead beaters, via New Winchester. We actually have to. You know what? If we refuel here, no, we don't. We're a little bit damaged. It's probably fine now. Oh, what is with this? It's like a wind going. You see that? It was kind of pulling me this way. So if we refill our supplies here, so that'll take us. Let's get to 5. We'll add an extra food because we tend to go through that a little bit faster than fuel. Yeah, I think that we could probably do a little bit of scouting on the way down here. Maybe go straight to Titania. Actually, well, what do they need? We don't have that, do we? No, that's... okay, we need flowers, which we don't have. Actually, it makes sense to just go back to Winchester. I hate retreading the same steps over and over again. I tend to do that a lot in this game. But I see no other way. So let's do it. How is everybody out there? Marauder? Enough. Those simple ones are so easy. Oh, let's repair some. Now we've only got a tiny repair left to do. I think we've read that before. Repairs will save us a bit of money, a bit of cash. Can't complain. So follow this a long way, actually. We don't have a drill to work on that. Excuse me. Tough ones. Couple nice volleys right in the face before he can react. I think the big thing you kind of have to do is wait for the charge, you know? As long as you can get out of the way of the charge, I should have read that. Oh well. You guys will have to go back and read it. I mean, I assume it's one of the ones we've seen already, but I don't know that for a fact, so... Got some supplies. Hopefully it's not just bait, but it could be. Alright, I think I'll probably stop at the company house first. Give them our reports. Should have 3. Maybe 4. Forget if we did one at Port Haven. I hope we did. Whoa. Yeah, 4. Alright. Stovepipes are prosperous, and the Tackities are desperate. This is nice. Ministry stamp permits have turned out to be pretty useful. I think we also want to get an invitation to Perdurance. We have 53. Jeez. Okay. Well, let's get our invitation to Perdurance. For exceptional service, the Windward Company offers you an invitation to the Eternal Mask at Perdurance, where Albion's brightest youths dwell within a single day. Frivolity. The prudent secretary smiles thinly. A party. Yes. What fun. They hand over an invitation and inform you that if you wish to make use of it, you'll need to go to Albion through the relay at Port Prosper. Should probably also grab a couple ministry stamp permits. I forget how many we need. Because I think we got... It might be 1 to go to Albion, but 2 to come back. Well, let's grab 2 just to have them. Alright, our gratitude's down to 46, which is still pretty good, I'd say. Not too worried about that. Get out of here. Whoa, what is this? We got a couple options here we didn't have before. We could hire crew, repair the locomotive. We don't need to. Mr. Menagerie is still here. We have Tackity's answer. London's invention of the monitor class locomotives has sparked alarm in the Reach. The Tackities value their privacy and don't want Her Majesty's watchdogs freely prowling their skies. Well, they're not their skies. This is part of the Empire, okay? Jeez. Word has it that the indolent veteran has convinced the Colonial Assembly to invest in a proportionate response. Let's learn more about this proportionate response. Ask around the more independent-minded pubs of New Winchester. News. After 4 pubs and rather more than 4 drinks, you managed to learn the following. First, the Tackities have embarked on a project to develop new locomotives of their own. It is only a matter of time until the first ones are completed. Second, that the work is taking place at the O'Brien factory at Lustrum. Third, that the Tackities are desperate for donations of expertise or bronzewood to expedite the construction. Bring bronzewood or crew to Lustrum if you want to assist the Tackities. Bring munitions if you want to sabotage them. Mwahaha! Okay, we'll totally sabotage them. Ambition. Stars are dying. The seasoned captains, the plucky baroness, the bedeviled diadect, the masked citizen, and spatchcocker Meg have been assisting the staunch practitioner in her investigations into the fate of the stars. But your friend has disappeared. A mysterious fire claimed her lodgings and research. Your attempt to find her has reached a dead end. By pursuing her research, you might learn what happened. You can inform the captains that you will be taking your friend's place. It's time they put their cards on the table. Or you can attend to other matters. Alas, this mystery is not the only demand on your time. Let's advance this quest. The Alliance. Their faces darken as you recount your experiences in London. Intolerable, the masked citizen says, knuckles white around the stem of their glass. Of course we'll help, it grunts. The diadect leans forward, his narrow face grim. Understand that each of us has only a pea size of the puzzle. Our mutual friend insisted upon it. Only she would have the whole. And now, you. Indeed, we have been pursuing different strands of the investigation, says the Baroness. We'll share them with you. Perhaps you can help us pursue them. Ambition, the truth. Aid the seasoned captains in their excuse me, investigations. Spatchcocker Meg is investigating the fire that follows. The fire that follows, okay. The bedeviled diadect is investigating the politics of heaven. The masked citizen is investigating the courtesy. The Baroness is investigating how stars die. I know like nothing about any of these. I don't even know what the fire that follows is, or the politics of heaven, or the courtesy. I mean, I understand how stars. Well, I understand that stars have been dying. I'm pretty sure that the Star of London was killed by the Emperors, wasn't it? Or maybe driven off? So, if that one was killed by mortal hands, could the other ones be? I got the impression that the star is somehow, like, evil. Anyway. Okay, we read that. We read this top part. Further, the diadect's research into the politics of suns. As you know, the suns, or more properly, judgments, are the regents and legislature of heaven. They establish the natural laws that govern existence. Okay. Now we could talk to Meg about the fire that follows. The phrase was mentioned in the notes you retrieved from your friend's lodgings. Pretty sure it's a monster, Meg says, wiping her nose on her sleeve. A fire that's a monster. So it's like sentient fire, I guess? Suppose that makes sense. Some kind of like energy being. We are in space. This is science fiction. We can assist the Baroness in her investigation into how suns die. She arranges to meet you at her family house, an elegant townhouse on the edge of New Winchester. That might be the best one to do because we're in New Winchester. Or we could, okay, aid the citizens' investigation into the courtesy. The phrase "the courtesy" appeared several times in the scraps you recovered from your friend's lodgings. The citizen is already immersed in an investigation. Or could attend to other matters. Alas, this mystery is not the only demand on your time. Okay, well this one is talk. So we'll do that one first. Talk seems fairly non-committal. If we're going to commit to something, I want to commit to this one here. The, oh no, this one here. The New Winchester one. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Poop. Oh well. Kingdoms of Heaven. With the assistance of our friend and the Royal Society's Admiral Telescope, I have been able to formulate some initial observations. Firstly, that the stars demonstrate social groupings. These have been classified into constellations and conjunctions. Constellations are small and local, comparable perhaps to kin groups or clans. A sun's extended family, if you will. Conjunctions are rather grander. There are only a handful of them, perhaps 3 or 4. It's possible that they are confederacies or nations. To say more, I require more data, observations on, and relics of the heavens. So you bring the diadect 2 otherworldly artifacts and 2 visions of heavens. Well, we have plenty of those. Okay, so ambition, the truth. Bring the diadect, visions of heavens, and 2 otherworldly artifacts. Actually, I really like to get rid of the otherworldly artifacts, so we should do that. So we can deliver your findings into the bedeviled diadect. You visit his tiny corner of the office at the university, piled with books and grotesque curios. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Okay. Pushing a stack of work off the desk, he turns immediately to your materials. You leave him to it. A week later... Did time pass? I wrote down the previous date, so April 10th, although it took us some time to get here, so doesn't seem like a week has passed, but we'll just take their word for it. A week later, he calls you back to discuss his findings. He serves you black, sweet tea, the cup and saucer rattling and shaking in his hand. All study of the suns is difficult. Judgments are vast, ancient beings of incomprehensible complexity. The investigation is also an act of translation, rendering their concerns and structures into analogs we can comprehend. Nevertheless, I believe I better understand the conjunctions that divide them now. Imagine vast nations but founded upon philosophy, not geography. There are three primary... let's help. Conjunctions. Okay, so that was not a good thing to do. He's irritated. He shoots you an irritated look and presses on. The chrysanthemum conjunction are concerned with inception, with beginnings and newness, while their counterparts, the Amaranthine conjunction, believe in culmination and bring things to completion. The Nepenthine conjunction advocates separation, distinction, isolation, the raising of barriers, and the drawing of borders. He frowns. They do not get on. Ambition, the truth, the diadect wishes to take his research further. Perhaps you can help. Okay. Alright, so the chrysanthemum conjunction is beginnings and newness. So I assume, perhaps incorrectly, that those are the good guys. The Amaranthine are about completion and arguably death. And the other one is about the Nepenthine conjunction. It seems like, oddly, it seems kind of separated from the other two. The other two are very much antithetical to each other. But the Nepenthine seem different. I wonder how many regions there are in this game. I would assume that if there's a conjunction for each region, minus the Reach and London, Albion, that would make sense, because the blue area where death takes place, that seems very much like it would be part of the bring things to completion. Alright, let's quickly take a peek. So we have Albion, Eleutheria, Blue Kingdom, the Reach, so we don't have enough. Because we know that the Reach has lost its own sun as well. And Albion's was destroyed by the Empress. Okay. Let's find out about this Cisparinus in her examination of how suns die. Tea, port, an array of biscuits await you in the drawing room. The Baroness helps herself to all three. Let me bring you up to speed. I've been looking into what it would take to kill a sun. We know 2 local suns have died, that of Albion and that of the Reach. Our dear staunch practitioner and I were preparing an autopsy. She'd require a sample of, what would be the term, post-necrotic celestial tissue? Sun's blood? Anyway, a sample of that from the remains of Albion's sun. That leaves the Reach. She'd acquired, did I say required? She'd acquired a sample of... Anyway, a sample of that from the remains of Albion's sun. That leaves the Reach. I don't understand. Is she saying that we need to get one from Albion's sun or the Reach's sun? Or one of both? I suppose we'll find out. She offers you a plate. More biscuits? We could say, why not? They make a change from the awful fungus crackers you have to eat aboard your locomotive. Or you could perhaps focus on the dead suns. You feel this is a matter of some gravitas. Or that there's no such sun's corpse in the Reach. Yes, well spotted, she says, toasting you. We'd been looking into that, and I think I know where it ended up. I'll continue to investigate. These are all very interesting. Let's take the cracker, I guess. The biscuit, rather. They're good, aren't they? As I was saying, I'd ordered some specialized equipment from Portsmouth House. Unfortunately, they've run into complications during development. I've put together some materials that should help unstick them. Oh, okay. She indicates a trunk of papers and components, but I imagine they'll need more if they're to compete. But I imagine they'll need more if they're to complete it soon enough. Perhaps you could help. Ambition, the truth. Travel to the Royal Society and talk to the energetic mechanic about the Baroness's equipment. So is this just going to give me biscuits anytime I come back to New Winchester? Because that'd be nice. Uh-oh. Is that the only thing we could do? Oh, crap. Now I'm going to be going off on some wild goose chase. As opposed to... Oh, well. You know, we've got to level up a little bit anyway, so... Yeah, let's go in order, I guess. Let's talk to Meg about the fire that follows. A living flame. Did some asking around. If you want to know about a monster, ask another monster. That's what I've been doing. I've been told it's a living flame. It burns blue. Sound familiar? You remember that description of the mysterious fire that consumed your friend's lodgings? Yeah, our friend was afraid of the fire. She was always a clever girl. Anyway, next on my list for chat is Mr. Menagerie. He's armless enough for a bat-faced aberration. Excuse me. But he don't talk for cheap. 4 cage catches should help replenish his stock. Let me know when you're ready to go. Okay. Meg is ready to depart when you are. Depart for where? Mr. Menagerie's here. And we do have 4 cage catches. And we have the citizen's investigation into the courtesy. Actually, it's too late. Okay. Passage to Pan. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten very far, they confess. Is it a person? An investigation? An organization? A process? My usual sources are ignorant or reticent. which is in itself informative, of course. I suspect that the courtesy is not merely a little known but actively concealed conspiracy. Then, what is your next step? I should try our luck at Pan. It is a place where many secrets come to roost, and people there are willing to discuss topics others fear to. Let me know when you're ready to depart. I have no idea where the Pan is. Ambition the truth. Mass Citizen wants you to take them to Pan when you're ready. Well, that is definitely going to be the lowest on our list. Alright, so we can agree to transport the Diaduct on a research trip. Must consult with primary sources. The roll of ash, I believe, it will shed light on the friction between the conjugations. There's a library in the Blue Kingdom at the Forge of Souls. Okay, we are not ready to go to the Blue Kingdom, so that is going to be a little while. You can search for Mr. Menagerie with Spatchcocker Meg. You ready? We better take your engine. Mine ain't presentable for entertaining. Remember, we'll need 4 cage catches to convince the old devil to talk to us. Or we could convey the masked citizen to Pan. Perhaps we could head down to your engine. I'm not universally admired in Pan. And I may need to keep my head down. I have no idea where Pan is. We're not ready to go into the Blue Kingdom, I don't think. So that leaves this one here. My concern is that they might be, they might have assumed at this point that Mr. Menagerie has already moved on. We have not gone to talk to Mr. Menagerie, and I'm afraid that we might trigger some kind of bug by going down a very infrequent path. So let's talk to Mr. Menagerie and get him out of here. Mr. Menagerie is passing through New Winchester. A tattered poster by the station advertises the services of Mr. Menagerie, purveyor, fine scouts. An accompanying picture displays a tall, cloaked figure, slightly stooped, clutching an array of adorable little beasts close to his long chest. Nothing in this game is adorable, or at least very few things. It's all mostly horrendous and Lovecraftian. Visit Mr. Menagerie. A pile of cages looms out of the smog. And by scouts from Mr. Menagerie, but he will move on after your visit. The cloaked figure looks up as you approach. His garnet-hued eyes gleam from the darkness of his hood. Scouts? It rasps, hopefully. Its voice, like a cleaver on a whetstone. We trade for scouts. For things and stories. He leans closer to you. We're leaving soon. I'd like to actually sell our diffident bat. Wait, don't we have a diffident bat? Pretty sure we do. We could purchase a diffident bat. It hides beneath the cloak of Mr. Menagerie's on Mr. Menagerie's shoulder. It occasionally peeks at you when it thinks you're not looking. The diffident bat has a limited range, returns after finding one discovery, conveys little information about what it finds. We could purchase a rat-a-nut. The rat sits in a cage atop the pile and is wearing a miniature skysuit and a very determined expression. It's cute. A rat-a-nut has good range, can discover up to 3 discoveries before returning, but conveys little information about what it finds. It requires mirrors of 65 or more. Jeez. It's way higher than us. Or we could purchase a star-smitten bat. Or we can't, actually, because we don't have enough savage secrets. But the star-smitten bat, it nestles in the crook of Mr. Menagerie's neck, burbling happily. Its eyes gleam with pale fire, like one that has looked too long at a star. The star-smitten bat has good range, returns after finding one discovery, and conveys little information about what it finds. It requires mirrors of 25 or more to use. So how is that different than this? Good range. What? Limited range. Okay. Then we have an intrepid cavy. A large guinea pig wearing a plumed helmet is dozing in a hutch. That's adorable. Okay. Is sleeping next to an intricate mechanical bat. Intrepid cavy, or is it cavy? Has good range, returns after finding one discovery, but conveys more information about what it finds. Requires mirrors of 45 or more to use. Now, I actually backed the Kickstarter of this game, and I think that that's why we got the owl. And I think the owl is better than all these other scouts, but I'm not sure. I mean, we've seen it report on more than one location. I have no idea what its range is, though. Alright, you will not be purchasing a new scout today. Mr. Menagerie will move on to a different report. Away! Mr. Menagerie nods his head. We are moving elsewhere soon, but we will leave a note saying where we have gone. We will have more things to show, and more stories to tell. He turns away, humming an eerie tune to itself. As it gathers up its things, why are we talking about it as an it right now? For the next leg of the journey. Is this not actually a mister? Is this like some kind of strange creature? Doesn't really say, does it? Onwards. Alright. The poster at the station has been torn down. There's no sign of Mr. Menagerie itself. Interesting. Cowled figures lurk in the fog, but none have a collection of adorable little beasts. The station master waves you over. Mr. Menagerie has left a note for you. Read the note. It should tell you where Mr. Menagerie's headed. Somewhere old, somewhere new. We go to the Regent's Obelisk, which you have made into a gaudy amusement. Which I have? Or do they mean you as in, like, the human race? I'm getting the impression that Mr. Menagerie is, not a human. Maybe I should have noticed that before. Alright, stash that. Stash that. Stash that. Oh, the ringmaster wants ours, huh? 5. Need 3 of these for this. No, we need 5 of these for that. Okay. How many did we need to bring the, Mr. Menagerie? Was it 3 or 5? Alright, I think that we should do the search for Mr. Menagerie. Yeah, let's do this, search for Mr. Menagerie with Spatchcocker Meg. Meg whistles as she walks onto your locomotive. Very nice, classy. She ensconces herself in the cabin. Mr. Menagerie moves about a lot. Old Abbott, I suppose. He leaves notes so you can find him. She pulls a dog-eared card from her inner pocket. Reads, we go to the Regent's Obelisk, which you have made into a gaudy amusement. I don't think the fire that follows is the master. I don't think the fire what follows is the master. I think it's the servant or the hound. Maybe Menagerie can shed some light. Ambition, the truth. Take the Spatchcocker Meg to find Mr. Menagerie. You'll need 4 cages to secure his aid. Meg boards your engine. Okay, so we need 4. Ditch a couple. We need enough space for 5. 2, 3, 4. Not quite enough space. I suppose we'll ditch one of these. 5. Okay. Okay, no new supplies. Oh. Yeah, and we want to bring some explosives down to Lustrum. Okay, we definitely want to take that. We want to help out our folks there. You know what? I think we're trying to do too much at once. I sort of have this notion of going down to Titania, and then going over to the research area, and then going up over to the circus. It'd probably be better to just take care of Lustrum and Titania in one go, and then do the research center and the circus in a second go. So we'll do that. Because I definitely want to disrupt these guys before they can complete their new battleship. So let's head to the bank. We'll put all this stuff back. Grab this again. And we'll take all 3 of our munitions. We might need more munitions. Yeah, this looks good. Alright. Villages Bank. Do we have anything else we want to do here? I think that's all we want to do. Alright, let's go to Lustrum. Alright, we'll go this way. And I suppose we could really hug either side of this. There's exploring to do in both directions. It's easily one of the least explored areas for us. What do you want to go next? Run into him. Alright. Yeah. I suppose we'll just hug the underside of this one coming up. So let's go like this. We'll go over here and wrap our way up, maybe around here. Don't hit me. Do not hit me. We're supposed to be allies here. There's two of these rocks, and they can pretty much go down. Hug this rock towards the bottom. Hi there. Oh, that was not accessible. Ow. Whoa, we're still pretty far away from it. Sigils crawl on ancient ruins like marching ants. Oh, did that still damage her? Maybe we should just kill this thing. Got nicely trapped in the corner here. Alright, I think we want the experience. And we don't care about bronzewood. Okay. How's our terror doing? I think it's doing alright. Oh boy, we're gonna hit some stuff. There we go. It looks like there's another one of those things down there. As long as we can get them one at a time, we can probably fight them. Especially if we can get them locked into a corner like we did with that last one. Oop, wrong way. Shit. Oh, crap. Oh, we're in trouble. Go the other way. Go the other way. Alright. Oof. Let's get some experience out of it. Way more damage than I would have liked. A lot of that is just my bad dodging, because I can... my fingers never remember which way is which. These ruins predate humanity. Their architecture is gargantuan, their purpose inscrutable. The heavens are pocked with tumbled ruins of ages, of aeons gone. Some are melancholy, some malevolent. I think I've read this before. Yes, I have. Leave the ruins undisturbed. We can decipher ancient inscriptions, weathered markings, feckle the stones, trade visions of heaven for a moment of inspiration. Or we can conduct an investigation. The ruins seem to have... this ruin seems to have more intact than some. If you have the workers and the equipment, you could risk digging deeper in, see what treasures they hold. Let's try it. First success, I probably lost some crew. Ooh, we got a cage catch. A tentacled find. Interesting. How much crew did we lose? Oh, we lost 2. Pretty bad. You break through the vaulted foundations, where there dwells a fanged, many-armed thing the size of a rhinoceros. Was it set there as a guardian, a prisoner, a pet? It reduces several of your excavators to clumps of bloody ribbons before you manage to contain it. But once caged, it folds itself in its countless arms and sits watching patiently. Cute. We got 5 Tales of Terror. Jeez. We lost 2 supplies? Why? Doesn't make sense. The whole point of this was to get supplies. I don't think I like that too much. Hopefully Lustrum has supplies, because otherwise we're in trouble. Bagman puffs on his pipe. Last time I climbed the mountain, I left 4 toes behind. Alright, well, let us, before we do anything else, let us, stock up. Well, give us 4, let's do 5. Let's bring this up to 5. Let's check their bazaar, see what they got. Buying seeds. I thought we were supposed to sell seeds. No, we're selling seeds to Titania. Fresh from the gardens of the Reach, the Green Thumb captain buys crops for a pittance of from the region's scattered farmsteads and sells the yields at larger ports. This is the captain of a greenhouse engine that is selling seeds. As long as we have the space, I think we should buy them. I wonder if one of our other things is going to bring us some inventory that is going to take up space. Let's not buy these just yet. Okay, so we got the O'Brien factory. What do we actually have to do here? Wasn't there delivery we had to do here? No, there isn't. Okay. Yeah. Hours for the ringmaster. Okay, I think that the very first thing... Well, before we do anything else, let's write a report. Where do we actually do that? Fields? Well, I think it would be here. We could try to recruit the Fortunate Navigator. I think we determined that there's no reason not to do that, really. Space would he take? First officer. Iron of 6, Veils of 2, Affiliation Establishment 1. Fortunate navigator is thoroughly examining your engine's pipework. Crucial bit, this. Look how it's been maintained. Beautiful. Your stoker beams. That was me. Mid-flight patch, too. As far as the sign-on fee, offer him a roll on your locomotive. He's eager for a new challenge. This will give you the Fortunate Navigator. A first officer increases your iron by 6, veils by 2, and affiliation establishment 1. But I think we're going to keep the princess for now. Because we definitely need mirrors more than anything else right now. Fond interruption. You won't regret this, Captain. The navigator pumps your hand. He is an Imperial, a people descended of the ancient Mongolians and led by the Eagle Khan, whose technology opened the door to the skies. The passing Skyfarer tussles the navigator's hair. For luck, the woman says with a grin. The navigator rolls his eyes. She's from my last crew. They thought I brought them luck. I didn't. But I'm still a good hire. So that cost us 100 sovereigns, and the Fortunate Navigators joined our locomotive. Oh, explore Lustrum. That's probably where we do the report writing. That doesn't look like it's changed. Let's write a report. Oh, these are our different. Okay, so this is pretty much everything we need to do. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff in here. Alright, well, we definitely want to write our report, so let's get that out of the way. I don't think that's changed. Let's search for Mademoiselle Lumiere's production. She's expressed concern about one of her productions, currently filming somewhere in Lustrum. Mademoiselle Lumiere's film is not difficult to find. Everyone heard of the daft actors who are attempting to stage the siege of New Winchester in a shed. The historical production has run into difficulties. The director has caught the fever for hours and spends days on the mountain. The lead actor has run off with a successful prospector. The producer is doing his best, but assistance is urgently required if the film is to succeed. The pernickety factor expresses her displeasure at being involved in the cinema and returns to your locomotive for a smoke and the Gazette crossword. We can take over the reins as director. You can make do without a lead actor, but someone needs to have a vision or can take the lead role. You're sure you can carry off the governor of New Winchester, and besides, there's no dialogue. You rewrite the script. A good script will save everything. We have a lot of visions. No, okay, so what would that be? What would director be? So our stats are what? We have masks, or veils rather. Visions, iron, and heart, right? So the lead role would probably be masks, or veils, because we're acting. Director would be probably either mirror or iron, and the rewriting of the script would probably be hearts, right? It does say vision. That really implies mirrors. Let's do it. I mean, that's our highest stat, which is why I want to do it. It did not lack for vision, the producer admits later, after several beers at the Hanged Man. Having the same actress play Sweet Jane and the governor of New Winchester was certainly a choice. Having the same actress play Sweet Jane and the governor of New Winchester was certainly a choice that was made. One of many choices. The improvisation of the shed burning down was the most surprising and final of these choices. On the hunt for Hybris. Return to Mademoiselle Lumiere to tell her of your success on Lustrum. Was that a success? Alright, before... No, let's go ahead and search for the amenable host identity. Silver prospectors tend to leave their mark on the mountain. People remember those who were able to leave flush with ours. The luck is passed around the camps of prospectors. Most scratch their heads, others sigh and look away. An elderly prospector approaches, carrying her hat in her hands. "You're the one looking for Old Gray," she sighs. "Long dead, shot, south of the mountain. Wouldn't share his hours, fool. No point in raising high on the mountain if there's no one at the bottom holding you up. You have no conclusive evidence. Return to the amenable host and decide what to tell him. You found no conclusive evidence of the amenable host's identity at Lustrum." Okay. Alright, we've done... Let's get all of our business done. So let's blow up the O'Brien factory. Busy factory on the outskirts of Lustrum, sprawling shantytown. Here, the Tackities are hard at work on their own answer to London's new monitor-class locomotives. Security's high, but the project relies on donations of expertise and resources from sympathetic communities. Crap. If you wish, you may aid or impede the Tackities' efforts. Left to their own devices, they'll eventually finish on their own. This is not a great chance. Okay, so we can send volunteers to aid in the construction, which we're not going to do. Perhaps some of your crew would rather work somewhere with solid ground beneath their feet. The Tackities would certainly use their expertise. Some of your crew would leave permanently. Or can sabotage the construction. The plan is simple. A couple of crates of munitions stacked against the correct wall, then detonated. This will delay production. Or could leave, go elsewhere in Lustrum. Or could donate bronzewood to speed construction. Bronzewood is used for plating, particularly on war engines. The Tackities need an enormous amount of it. Yes! Away into the night. You are long gone when the explosion booms over the factory's rooftops. That should slow them down. From what you overhear at the station the next day, the detonation itself didn't do too much damage, but the fire at start destroyed vital blueprints. Progress has been pushed back by more than a month. Sweet. Kablooey. Okay, so it seems like this is going to be an ongoing thing, where we'll be able to delay it over and over again. Oh, another time. You leave the clamorous noises of the experimentation behind and return to the throngs of the prospectors' quarter. We definitely need more explosives if we want to come back. We're also going to need more veils, because, I mean, we're lucky that we managed to succeed in that. The mountain sings. The wind whistles through the mountain's caves, promising good luck to the miners below. I don't remember this being there before. Wind whistles through the mountain's caves, promising good luck to the miners below. They raise their tankards to toast the fortune it promises. Join the celebration. Any passing miner will happily fill your tankard. Recruit crew among the miners. A few broke miners are not celebrating. They have already lost everything. Well, our terror is a little high. Let's join the celebration. A rousing chorus. Cheers rise to the mountain and its bounty of hours, until the soft panpipe sounds fade and the back-breaking work of mining must begin again. After another drink or two, of course, something to ward off the chill of the cold mountain slopes, your terror has fallen. That's nice. We could visit the Victory Hall in Exile and see what happens. After being driven from New Winchester, the Colonial Assembly have retreated to the Mother Mountains in a cluster of Brunswood log cabins. The Takati Resistance operates here, on the far side of the settlement, from the Windward Factory. Go in here and talk to the indolent veteran. He stands outside her shed, knee-deep in snow, staring up far-off stars. That is the same as before. Okay. Not gonna read it. Go to Sweet Jane's counting house. Can't do anything with the O'Brien factory. I think we've read that and it hasn't changed. Let's go to Murgatroyd's. No, let's just go in order, I guess. I'm actually not going to recruit these guys because I don't want villainy, so we're never going to use them. That hasn't changed. We could buy around for the miners and see if it does anything. So that. I'm not going to buy the claim yet. Probably never will. I mean, I'd like to, but we'd have to drop off crew here, which I don't like the idea of that. Let's buy around. An elderly prospector and a hulking, scarred miner move aside to give you just enough space to squeeze in. Everybody seems to be talking shop. More importantly, everyone at this table appears to have had at least some luck out there. We could listen to gossip about geodes. To hear the miners talk, you'd think the rocks were alive. We could listen to gossip about the mountain. They might have ideas where to look for a claim. We could listen to gossip about mining. At least a few have had success out there. We can listen to gossip about recent troubles. Mining, such treacherous terrain has its difficulties. Well, let's talk a little bit about geodes. I want to know a little bit about them. One prospector tells of finding a geode the shape of a lion, apparently a mark of great fortune. Another talks of chipping away in silence, so as not to startle the hours inside. Interesting. Another mentions how cold the geodes are. As difficult as it is to work, a layer of thick ice underneath the snow is considered a sign of a good claim. They all agree that the mining day must begin with a libation, a cup of moonshine, poured to the mountain's good graces. Interesting. It rumbles. It is said the offering is accepted. Purple wisps appear over the claim afterwards. It's prospectors blessed indeed. Interesting. Now let's go to Murgatroyds. You can speak to Murgatroyd. I don't think it changes. Oh. Interesting. Let's look at our inventions. This is the thing that I don't think changes. Yeah, okay. We've read that before. Trade spy intelligence with Melazine. Nobody knows the latest happenings like a Murgatroyd, and she's always interested in unusual finds. We do have 10 of these. We can part with 2. Oh, it'll just give us a savage secret? We could use a savage secret. Fruitful exchange. Melazine accepts your finds and presents the fruits of her own eavesdropping. M. Bazalget's agent seen heading for Port Prosper. New murmurs of sedition after Windward's last incident. Assorted snippets from as far as the Blue Kingdom. You make careful notes and file them away for future exploitation. You've gained 1 savage secret and lost 2 uncanny specimens. Okay, that sounds fine to me. Let's return to the shop. So we've done this. Let's enjoy a cup of tea. How much does this cost? 5. I think we were going in order, so we did Empress's Favor, the Taste of Home. Then we have Eleutherian Gold. It looks like tea, with the occasional sparkle. Ooh, Terror's Fallen, nice. A single sip, and you feel slightly dizzy. 2 sips, and you struggle to find your legs. The sense of pleasurably disconnected bon home lingers for a few hours. That's some serious tea. Alright, so we've tried 2 of the 3 teas. That might be everything for here. We can pick up these verdant seeds. Not that we don't already have some. We do. Right there. But it would allow us to restock our supply in the bank. A little bit, at least. Let's do it. Alright. Let's make sure we have nothing else going on here. So these are all completed. Mr. Menagerie's last voyage. Tackety's answer. Seems like we're going to wind up fighting these things no matter what. Sequencer's Charity. Okay, so that's in Albion anyway. Okay. Okay, so that requires us to go to New Winchester. We've completed this, but we have to go back to Magdalene's, which, you know, we're going to wind up there sooner or later anyways. It's not such a big deal. I think that's everything. We pretty much just want to go to Titania at this point. Alright, so we're going to make our way up to Titania. Probably go this way around and see if we can do a little bit of exploration. And then from there, I think we'll probably wrap up the episode, and then we'll head back to New Winchester after dropping off our seeds at Titania and seeing what else is going on. I'm gonna slightly backtrack here. Make sure we don't miss anything, because I think we probably, if we weren't being so careful, we wouldn't have found Borges Ridge right there. Oh, hello. I'm not fighting you. Don't come after me. Nobody likes you. So I gotta say, I'm actually not a big fan of that type of monster. It's a little boring. It's a little too, I don't know, Sunless Seas. I feel like it probably would have been better to have the monsters in the starting area here, the reach. Oh, we got Attackity. It's Attackity-Batackity. Indignant tap on the talon. At your window, the owl is back. He's found something. Whoops. That was the wrong button. Now let's just see the cargo. Okay, we got some Chorister Nectar. Great. What did this guy find? Oh, I found a graveyard over here. Just want to check this island here. Just trying to uncover everything we can. Fewer mysteries in the skies as we map it all out. Rock is bigger than I expected. It's really kind of taking us out the way that we kind of wanted to go. Well, maybe we can loop around here and get into Gorilla. Hello, Tackety. Got hunting mule. Yeah, I think we've seen that before. Gets our supplies back up to exactly where we had them before. We got a cantanker in. Sometimes you gotta love that auto-aiming when it completely goes in the wrong direction. But then again, it's probably saved our butts more than it's hurt us, so... This is probably about where we saw the Tackety and sort of went off our path. So we'll pick it up here. I saw him coming back, but I guess not. Shadows, play tricks with my eyes. It's an interesting place, whatever existed here before. Last time this actually didn't really go that well for us, so let's just do the... Oh, do we want to trade that many visions of heaven? Crap. I shouldn't have done that. Should we fight this thing? It's kind of in the way. Will these not shoot if you're continually hitting them? They don't seem to fire if they're being knocked, like there's a tilt or something. That's actually really good to know. So we should be taking more guaranteed shots and keeping them off balance. Ruins of an ancient structure, once kissed by a long-dead sun. Okay. 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 Now I understand why we could not interact with this horror before. The dead sun is probably here. We're not continually picking up terror here either. That's interesting. So yeah, the sun's corpse is probably down there somewhere. Terror is a little high, but it's manageable. Oh, where'd you come from? Pop that. No. Ow. Oh. I think we're just gonna run. So that time the thing didn't seem to get knocked. By knocked, I mean tilted. I don't know if that's... if knock is actually a real term. Like knocked out. I know tilted is a term from pinball. If you hit the cabinet too hard, you can tilt it. You usually won't let you use the flaps or whatever. So it like freezes. You gotta be more careful. We're not in the best shape here. Crap. So it seems like chorister bees don't attack you unless you attack them first. Which is why I just did that little maneuver there. Man, there's a lot of them around here. Alright, so we're here mostly to deliver stuff to the bazaar. That should do it, the florid landscapist declares. She stores the sacks carefully away from any water. Okay, I think we've read that before. Do we want more ministry-approved literature? Probably not. I think we have a good supply of it. Okay, so we have an art exhibition. Titania's richest petal hums with activity. The melancholy poet, rhapsodic mayor, and stone-faced sculptor have brought their best students together to showcase their work. They all stand at a respectful distance, glaring at each other. Attend the exhibition. The rickety stages showcase the students' latest work. Nice, we got rid of some terror. Basking in culture. You spend several pleasant hours surrounded by art. Much of it is painted with pigment sourced from the region's unique flora, inspired by the chorister bees. Once the visitors have moved away, however, they immediately launch into lengthy diatribes on the many ways they could have done better. Let's write a report, too. Okay, that hasn't changed. Let's go to this. Sky Stories, how many do we have? 29, hey. Well, oh, we've leveled up already. Let's donate 5 Sky Stories. We got so many of them. Okay, that is the same message as before. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to Oberon's Landing. We could do a new start for Titania. 2 of Titania's most promising citizens are arguing about the... Yeah, we've read that before. So we're fans of Albion. So I think even though I haven't seen Eleutheria, I don't think we're gonna go with that. So we could go with we could advocate for Albion style, a little slice of home in the reach. Says the stone-faced sculptor, a sturdy rock, from which we can help guide our future. We must have visited Albion to choose this. We could back away. This is none of our business. You can return later to help make a decision. We could advocate for Eleutherian aesthetic. Her dark beauty, the lure, the classic, and the pagan. The melancholy poet almost cracks a slight smile. What inspiration we could draw from that horror. That sounds awful. So, but you must have visited Eleutheria to choose this. We're going with Albion style. Interesting. So Bohemia is Albion, is it? It's interesting. A direction is agreed. The stone-faced sculptor is quick to capitalize on this moment of agreement. Before the day is out, the docks at least have a familiar Albion look to them. The rest of the port will take longer before it is ready for expansion. Each captain in your lineage will be able to choose another expansion for Titania until the port is completed. You can also donate to its progress to continue expanding it with a single captain. You can also donate to its progress. How though? To continue expanding it with a single captain, but this will get more expensive as development continues. Okay. The more you expand the port, the more bargains, prospects, and other opportunities will be made available, with individual buildings offering 1 boon per captain. Okay. The port unfurls itself, welcoming you ashore. Titania has become a little slice of civilization in the Reach. Within its domes, visitors can enjoy a taste of Albion, without all the smoke and smog and urchins spoiling the view. Only the damage from the Courser Hive's last attack spoils the atmosphere of this creative utopia. Now we can assist with the port repairs. Despite the moderate damage from the Courser Hive attacks, life goes on. We can advise on Titania's next upgrade. There is much to be done. If the founders can only agree on current funding progress is 0%, port damage is 50%. Oof. Titania must be fully repaired and funded to start a new project. Or it could contribute funds to Titania. The bigger the port gets, the more opportunities it will offer. Titania must be fully repaired to fund new construction. Or it could meet with the Rhapsodic Mayor, first among the founders. She gets Titania's only office. The mayor's only available when the port is undamaged. We'll assist with repairs. The Rhapsodic Mayor is delighted to receive your contribution. Excellent. Those infernal buzzing creatures of destruction. Current port damage is 50%. Contribute 10 sovereigns. A slightly generous donation. We could do 20 sovereigns. A moderately generous donation. We could do 50 sovereigns. A reasonably generous donation. Or we could pay for all the port repairs. A really quite impressive donation. Wait. These are the same. 50, 50. Or we could return to the main dome. Enough charity for now. You contribute 100 sovereigns. An extremely generous donation. But this will pay for all of them. I don't understand. Let's do it. It's only 50. The mayor is speechless. This will be sufficient. Thank you. Alright. We meet with the Rhapsodic Mayor. It seems... Okay, so the port damage is 0. Current funding progress is 0. Oof. The Rhapsodic Mayor is pleased to receive your contribution. Every little bit helps, she smiles. A pause. Though, a lot definitely helps more. Current funding progress is 0%. This unlocks the ability to keep constructing Titania with your current captain. The next captain in your lineage will find it ready for expansion. We could contribute 100 sovereigns. A very generous donation. We contribute 500 sovereigns. An extremely generous donation. we could contribute 1,000 sovereigns, an incredibly generous donation. We could fund the next stage of Titania. It's 1,000. Oof. If you have the money, the mayor will gladly take it. Of course you will. We could return to the dome for the... and that is enough charity for today. Now, what would be really good is if these build up on their own without me. I don't know if that's actually the case here, but it would be good for, like, if every day they assume that they get a couple sovereigns or something like that, and then, like, maybe some days they'll get like a critical success or something, and they'll get like 10 or 100, and then it will build out without me, because that would be a very realistic kind of immersive system. So we could accelerate it, but it would still advance and expand on its own. You have a system that's kind of like that in Animal Crossing, actually, with the construction of bridges. Although, I mean, they contribute so little, it's hardly worth it. But let's donate 100 more, and we do have sovereigns to spare at this point. Donation accepted. The Repsonic Mayor shakes your hand. Thank you, Captain. You put it to good use. Current funding progress 10%. We lost 100 sovereigns. Now let's get out of here. Enough charity for the day. We'll meet with the Repsonic Mayor. Titania's petals fill the air with perpetual perfume. But eventually you become accustomed to it. We've read this before. Okay, this is slightly different. Flower of the High Wilderness. A spectacular place, isn't it? We couldn't believe that nobody else had colonized it. Well, whoever built the crystal domes and spires. Honestly, I couldn't believe our luck. And the chorus to have descended on us. Everything has a price, I suppose. So that's mostly the same message as before. I think that's it. There's really nothing else to do here. Yeah, so I think that's going to wrap up this episode. In the next episode, we will upgrade our character, and we'll head back to New Winchester. Probably in this direction. I think that there's a hive somewhere over here. We'll head up to New Winchester. We'll upgrade or repair all of our stuff, get new supplies. Probably come back this way to the Ledbetter and Steenrod's nature reserve. Probably destroy whatever hive we can find along the way. Then we'll head back up and go to Polmir Plenty's circus. So that is the plan. I hope that you'll join me for it. And I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have, please like, maybe comment, maybe subscribe. And I will catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.